Hello guys, here we have this lovely creature created here. I'm ready to experiment a little bit. I've never added bones to this guy before, so I don't know how it's going to react. We'll see. Every time it's a little different depending on what kind of mesh you're dealing with. So it's going to take some trial and error depending on what you're working with. Just beware that it's not a one size fits all kind of a deal here. So I've got this character created here. I don't really need the grid. I'm gonna press G and get rid of that grid, so it's not kind of distracting. So it's not there anymore. Got this weird spherical body with the tail, head with some sort of snout. I've got two different types of legs here, just to kind of experiment with different types of mesh when you're meshing bones, or you're adding bones to a mesh, one single mesh, or whether you're using multiple types here. So speaking of one mesh here, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to create a little extra mesh here on this. Not extra mesh, but I'm going to combine these. I'll boolean these. Got that selected. I want that, and that's pretty much it. So turn that off, and now I've got one mesh here. I've got several different ones on this. So let's get started. So when you're applying bones to a structure, a mesh, the easiest way to do it is to approach it from a straight on side or front view. And I'm going to go ahead and do that from the side. So let me look at my left side here. I like to see the edge faces. And for this, actually, what I'm going to need is, what I like to do is put on the wire mesh. So F3 to get the wire frame showing, F3 to get it back to normal, F4 can turn on the edge faces and turn that on and off. So different things you can play around with there. So I'm going to start with, I'm just going to freeze this. I don't want to move this around any more than I have to, so I'm going to select it all, right click and freeze the selection. I'm going to have this handy right here so that I can view it as needed. Oh my gosh, get it in there, or come on. All right, about right there. Cool. Now I can go back and forth. Scene Explorer and my command panel, which is where I can create stuff. All right, so got everything here. I've got, what is that cylinder? Oh, did I not grab that? Oh shoot. Well, let me grab it now. Now it's frozen. There. All right, so I got everything frozen now. I'm ready to apply some bones. I'm going to start with the legs here. I'm going to start with, actually I'll do this very similar for both legs, but we'll see how the mesh is treated differently. So let's go to the command panel. I'm going to go to the create systems here and bones. And I'm going to draw out some bones. So I'm going to click here and start to drag down. I'm imagining that's like where the hip is, and I'm going to drag up here to, like, this is where I imagine the knee joint is. It's up towards the front. Ankle joint is like this, right? Something like that. Toe is out here, and then you will right click to end this with a little nub, like so. All right, so when I approach this from the front view, there he is. He's got the bone there. I'm going to cancel out of this. I don't need that to show up, so undo that. And get out of the bones. All right, so I'm not in wireframe here, so I'm going to select everything and move it over. Okay, and now that's pretty much set. So how I would treat this one differently, let's see. I might approach this, actually I'm going to use the same bone structure. I'm going to go front view again. I'm going to hold shift and drag this over to here and let go and copy that. If I wanted to color code these, I definitely could. You can select these bones here and you can go to animation and go into bone tools. And here you can see it's just gray bones. I can apply a gradient, which I like to do when dealing with a strand of bones. So typically the right legs are going to be green. So I'll do, is that right? Right green? I think so. Anyways, you can refer to your biped. It's color coded. I'll start with that for the start color, and for the end color, I'll end with maybe something brighter like that. And so when I go back, I can check that out and see. I'll slide it out here and turn on my oh shoot, it didn't stick. Oh, I didn't apply it. Oh, sharp. All right, and okay, and okay, apply gradient, and so I have a gradient added to that bone structure there. All right, so you can kind of see there. I'm going to front, select it all, move it back in, and start creating my bone system for the rest of the character. I'm not going to worry about color coding them for right now, but it is helpful. Now, I'm going to get back into my bone creations. I'm going to create a bone for the body. So I'm going to go, say from here, from here to, let's go to the base of the head there. The head is going to have one here, and the nub will be there. I'm going to have a bone, several bones for the tail. So I'll start here. There we go. And click away, right click away to end that bone. All right, so you see the bones, they're really too big in some places, and so what you can do, you can always go back and modify the bones. You can change the bone width and the height, and from this view you're not going to be able to see it adjusting them both ways, but you can kind of see how this works out. Width and height over here in the modifier panel, changing it to about 2.4, maybe smaller, and so on. So you can adjust these as you need to. I'll go through, I'm going to pause and go through and adjust these. Alright, so I went ahead and adjusted some of the bone sizes, and now what you can see is since some of my geometry was not perfectly straight, my bones do line up perfectly straight, and so what I can do now is go through and kind of adjust these, and I'm going to get into a rotate tool and try to adjust it from different angles. I'm going to adjust it from my front angle first, try to match the geometry of my mesh. I'll look at it from the left side, does pretty well there. Look at this one, left side, this lines up pretty well, but from the top view I can see that it skews off the path that it should be on, so this one actually is where it starts. So I'll go there, rotate it back here, and this one, I bet maybe it's too high, it's hard to tell. Top view, that's pretty close. So there we go. I've got bones added to the body, to the head, to the snout, and to the tail. Next up, what we'll do is go about linking these together. So stay tuned.